is the 14th day of January 2016. Okay, so this alignment here I showed yesterday of this crater over North America, Mare Oriental Basin, flipped over backwards. I want to show you this alignment so that you can repeat the same thing that I did here, because this is going to show you every day. You'll be able to turn on the weather and it'll fit this pattern. Now some days it'll be better than others, of course. Like yesterday I made the video that showed the weather pattern matching, and a couple hours later it was just unbelievably way better. But I didn't make a video, or I did make a video, didn't turn out, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. But what you want to do is take this image. You have to use this image of Mare Oriental, right? And this is the Lowell crater right here. This Lowell crater. And you want to put it right here, right next to California in Nevada, basically. That goes there. See, like that? Okay. And you might. This isn't necessarily a perfect overlay. I'm not saying it's perfect. It could be a bump off here and there, but you can see how the outline is right here. This whole outline for this area, this shape on the Earth. See that? The outline of it. Okay, you can see basically California there, and this area here where it comes up to the point right here, just like this shape right here, this Great Salt Lake area. Anyways, you just get this crater lined up, the Lowell crater lined up next to California at this size. Then, and get this is where all the earthquakes take place in Oklahoma. See that spot? That's where that spot just ended up on its own. It just ended up there on its own, because I just was aligning that crater. I just had to get that crater right there. Basically, that's what I was aiming for, was this crater to be here. And then it just ended up being that size. Then I saw that spot. See the dark spot there? Okay, well that went there. Basically goes right there in Oklahoma, where all of the earthquakes happen. This is right where all the earthquakes happen, right in that spot. Coincidence? How about this? The storm the weather pattern we always see coming from Kansas and Missouri, that nice perfectly circular pattern that always shows, which is not really this one, it's more like this one. You can see barely right here. This is and it's always right here on the border of Kansas and Missouri, that big weather spot that's always right there. Well, there it is. Okay, so you just want to put this, if you get this spot aligned, Oklahoma, and that crater next to California, and it could be up a little, this is a good place. Just start here. You can adjust it later. Just flip this in, get this image from the internet, Mare Oriental Basin, make sure it's this one, and you'll have to flip it over using Microsoft Paint. Hit this right here. This is the overlay button. Stretch it out to where this is here next to California, and that spot right there is right over Oklahoma, right near Oklahoma City. You can see the green spot where it goes. You can see that spot right there. Okay, well, just align those two. Leave it that way, and it'll be there forever. Okay, as long as you just title it, and you can just turn it off, turn it on, fade it in and out, whatever you want. And then you just have to turn the weather on whenever you feel like it. I always turn off the others. I just turn the radar and the clouds on usually, and turn all this other stuff off, get it out of my way. And the weather today is not as good as it was yesterday, but it'll improve. I do believe over the next few hours, like it did yesterday maybe. I turn the radar off, and you can see like this area here. See this? Watch. Like I said, some days are better than others, but as long as it's aligned like that, it'll show itself. You can see how it's all within this line. The line's right there, the moon. It'll stay that way. It'll always be in the lines, it seems like. Then you have this curve. See the curve, and it's right in that line. Watch, there's a line right there, and it goes up and curves around it. It'll stay right in that curve. And then it's all the rest of the weather is like in this little. Here, let me turn the borders off here. Like yesterday, when I'm talking about how it was a couple hours later, it was just unbelievable. All in the lines, it was just showing us all the detail of this area. The weather was right here. This whole detail was all right in here. That's where it'll show most of the time. See how that is? Look at that. Watch. And it'll show better. I wish I had a picture of that from yesterday. Maybe I could go back in time or something. But anyways, the thing is with this alignment here, with it aligned in this exact spot, I aligned this just to the land, and that was it. Just to the land. That spot and that spot right there. When I did that, not only the weather proved that it was in the right spot, Not only the weather, but that other overlay that I did a long time ago was the left eye mow, which was done a long time ago. It's up my list about this high, up my list right about here, and that's got to be 2 years at least, probably 2 years ago. So that picture is I brought it down here and saved it a little higher so that I didn't have to go all the way up there to find it, and that's this one. And it's the same size, right over North America. Okay, and then this just lined itself up. This circular pattern right here just put itself right in the hole. So that shows Mare Oriental right there where I have it is correct. Not only that weather that I showed yesterday shows that, and that I didn't show yesterday shows that, this weather showed it 2 years ago, close to 2 years ago. Okay, and this weather also shows the Mare Moscovians pattern perfectly. Right here. The one I just did recently. See, this weather pattern was aligned to Mare Oriental like 2 years ago, and it was probably not in the right spot. I probably didn't align it in the right spot, but recently I was looking at that pattern, just looking at this pattern, and I could see Mare Moscovians right there immediately. That's why I put Mare Moscovians up there immediately, because there it is right there, absolutely perfect. And then I brought up Texas. Remember the one where I showed Texas shows this spot perfectly, the topo map? Well, that shows that all of these are in the right place, at the right size. That's the size of Mare Moscovians, and it shows that everywhere at that size. Okay, you can see the whole outline of it, it's all there. Okay, so there's that, and then this one here shows the size, Mare Oriental, which is I showed at 3,200 miles. We'll just say like 3,100 miles across, and it's always that size every time it fits the earth. And we can go through it. I mean, you can see that this stuff's on the land. You know, it is on the land. These features are on the land, on the earth. That spot is in Oklahoma City. That's where all the earthquakes take place. There's some in the fracking area, but that's more north, I think. North Oklahoma, like up here. Here, let me turn the borders back on. Right up here, that's the fracking area here, I think. Right in this area. But this is Oklahoma City. That's where basically where that mark is, that spot. Pretty close to it. See it? Right there. That's your earthquake right there. Something going on in that spot. And we know already that the tornadoes pretty much start in that whole circular area there. And from Colorado over, they can happen anywhere. I mean, most of them happen over here, but they can start anywhere from the Rockies over, all the way over. So I'm just saying that's a highly magnetic spot right there on the earth. And the weather will show. I'll leave this in place, and the weather will show all the time. Let's see what that shows real quick. Weather will show every day, basically. You turn the weather on, it'll show. Better, like I said, better on some days than others. But just do that alignment and leave it there, and just check it. I think you'll see some interesting things on a daily basis. All right, everybody have a good day.